Let's talk about a big topic for many office workers, changing remote work rules. Dun, dun, dun. The number of companies demanding employees return to the office is rising. Amazon recently made headlines for mandating a 5-day in-office work week. But a recent survey found that 1 in 5 employees, listen to this, they admit to ignoring their company's return to office policy. Jessi Hempel is LinkedIn's senior editor at large, and she joins us with more on this trend and what it means for you. Jessi, good morning.
Good morning.
So what have we done now? Because we've kind of reached a tipping point where now a lot of companies are telling their workers, come on back.
Well, you think it's a tipping point, but here's what I'm here to tell you. 4 years ago, we all had to learn how to work all of a sudden in a different way. And since that time, it feels to me like employers have been changing their minds, every 6 months?
Yeah, that's true.
But we are at that moment. We are at a moment where a lot of employers have said, okay, you gotta come back. And a lot of us who are needing to go to those jobs every day, we're tired. And as you said, many of us are just not gonna do it.
So, but that's what's interesting, right? Because people hear back to office, starting Monday, everyone's gonna go back. And instead of taking it as the gospel, you must follow this rule or you're gone, people kind of skirt it, right?
Well, they do that, and I'm just going to tell you, they should do that at their own risk.
Okay, that was my question. Are these companies really serious about it or not?
Well, we know that the companies are very serious about it. That does not mean that people don't have some flexibility here, but that needs to begin with a conversation with your manager, not just a choice that you make on your own. And here's why. We know that there are fewer and fewer jobs available. The LinkedIn platform will tell you in North America, in the US this year, right now, about 20% of the job openings are remote and hybrid jobs. That is fewer than last year. There is more competition for those jobs.
Right.
So if you ignore your employer and you find yourself out of job, it's not like you're gonna go out and easily find a replacement that's a remote job.
Right. And research has also shown that the people who are impacted more, or women, are disproportionately impacted by having to go back to work. What can you
Well, what we know is that women are more often caregivers. And these rules can be very hard for many people who have, over the last 4 years, figured out how to make their life work by having, say, a shorter commute or the flexibility to drop out in the middle of the day and pick up their kids. Now we're having to figure that out all over again.
Yeah, there's an opportunity here from a business perspective, though, I imagine, for smaller companies to say, hey, we'll take your flex work. Come here. You're talented. We need you.
That is exactly right. And you will find, by the way, you will find more of these hybrid jobs, these remote jobs, if you're looking at international employers, if you are looking at these smaller companies. And it is a great way for a smaller company to be competitive. It's trying to land the big talent.
Can I play devil's advocate here?
Please do.
Because I do think that there's a productivity increase when people can work from home and manage their own time.
Is that it? Well, I'm curious. Is that a fact or a theory? I don't even know.
I experienced that when I was working from home as a correspondent. You can, first of all, you save time on having to travel, but there's a lot of socializing that happens at work, which I love, and then I end up chatting for 20 minutes before I know it. So what about that part of this?
I wish I could give you a definitive on that. And I agree with you. I think a lot of people are discovering right now in going back to work that they're exhausted at the end of the day because they have to build up that muscle that is just talking to more people, seeing more people over the course of the day. But to your point, does that translate into productivity? I think it kind of depends on the work that you do. I mean, I'm a writer, so when I am not with you, I'm trying to be deep in my head, having long thoughts. It's really great to be at home. But there's a lot of kind of work that doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah. I also find home is its own rain delay. I mean, certain hours, I just need a water, and someone's in the kitchen, or a child's. I can't.
If you hear someone, you're like, "Ooh, not going now."
If the 3-year-old spots you in the day, you're done. You're cooked.
Yeah, I have one of those too, and let me tell you, for that reason, I've been going back to the office all along.
Yeah, here you go. I need a break from my family.
Touche. Jessi Hempel, thank you so much.